We got NIReacts in the building, you feel me? Been a minute since I did a reaction video. I was gonna do a gaming video, but I said, you know what? Forget that, you feel me? Like I did too many games lately. I feel like I feel like it's just time to relax and enjoy things. Anyways, how y'all been? You too. You know, it's your boy NIReacts, aka the Drip Master, aka the one and only, aka the chosen one. This is going on for too long. Let's get into the video. We got NBA bust. Where are they now? Now, this is a year ago. This is well, it's not, I guess you can't really say a long old video, but it kind of is old because it's, years are kind of old. But let's see where they at now. Hold on. I got my whole thing all messed up. I was just playing the game, and hopefully my speaker ain't failing on me, because my speaker be doing that to me sometimes.
E 2.0.
Bro, we having technical difficulty. I'll edit all this out, man. I promise y'all. Now, see, this is not what we're doing. We're not doing this. Bro, literally had everything ready but this. And it's making me mad. Bro, all right, I think we got it. I see. I told you I'll edit that out. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to say this video is by Nonstop. Shout out to him. Let's get the video.
Anthony, and is now busy drinking with truck drivers and tending cattle. But all of them were high draft picks, supposed to dominate the NBA. Now, they're known more for being some of the biggest letdowns in league history. These are the stories of some of the most prolific NBA busts, starting with the #1 overall pick of the 1998 draft.
The Los Angeles Clippers select Michael Olowokandi from University of Pacific.
Never heard of him.
Michael Olowokandi had the weirdest path to the NBA of any player who was ever selected first overall. Olowokandi was born into a rich Nigerian family, and he spent most of his youth living in England, where basketball is one of the least popular sports. Michael first touched a basketball when he was 17, and it was completely by accident, after he and some friends found an old basketball in the closet of their high school gym. Because he was 7'1", mobile, and athletic, it wasn't a surprise that Olowokandi was better at basketball than his friends. But when he got to college, he had nobody to play with, since his university didn't even have a basketball team. But Olowokandi was determined to play.
LSK?
And on his 20th birthday, he opened up a catalog with a list of 3,000 universities in the U.S. and just randomly selected the University of Pacific in Stockton, California. Olowokandi then called their athletic department, told them he was 7'1" and 265 pounds, and then offered to pay tuition himself if they allowed him to play. Pacific was a small basketball program that hadn't made the NCAA tournament in over a decade. So, when a 7-footer called them and offered his services and the tuition money he was willing to pay himself, there was no reason for them not to accept. Olowokandi arrived on campus in 1995, and initially, it was painfully obvious that he didn't have any experience in organized basketball, as he averaged only 4 points per game. However,
What the hell? I'm dropping this man off. I don't care if he's 7'1", bro. I'm dropping him off, bro. Bro, what the hell just got in my eye? Oh my gosh, bro. I hate when random things just fly in your eyes, bro.
during the next 2 seasons, Olowokandi, nicknamed Candyman, steadily improved, and as a senior, he averaged 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game.
Rookie him, first time picking up the basketball him, I would have dropped him off 11 zip. This version of him, I'll be generous and say 11-5.
There were very few players in the NCAA that could match his size and athleticism. And in the 1998 draft that featured Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Dirk Nowitzki, Antoine Jameson, and many other quality players, the Clippers selected Candyman first overall. The Clippers hoped Olowokandi would be the second coming of Hakeem Olajuwon, but as his NBA career went along, it became pretty obvious that Olowokandi had nothing except size and athleticism. Since he was already rich and didn't have the pressure to perform, Candyman treated basketball like a hobby. He wasn't willing to work to become a better player, and he was acting like a spoiled brat in the locker room. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Really?
whom the Clippers had hired specifically to work with Olowokandi, bashed Michael for not being able to handle constructive criticism and called him an athletically gifted washout. Somehow,
Dang.
Candyman stayed in the NBA for 9 years, averaging 8 points and 7 rebounds per game, while being one of the most inefficient big men of all time. After his career ended in 2007, he appeared on the reality TV show Basketball Wives with his now ex-wife. But after that, he disappeared from the public spotlight. He currently lives in England and travels the world, enjoying the $37 million he made from his hobby, which is a pretty sweet deal. And
Man, let
8
that
years
be my
after
hobby, cuz you know, you go crazy. Y'all go crazy. Let that be my hobby, man. I'll be racking up millions. I would even leave the league until I'm a billionaire. I promise you that. I'll be 50 years old still hooping. Man,
D-Man got drafted
Give me the
first overall.
opportunity.
Another 7-foot center became the number 1 pick.
The Toronto Raptors select Andrea Bargnani.
Andrea.
However, his game was completely different. Andrea Bargnani wasn't a physical specimen, but he was a
I'm
polished
sorry,
offensive
bro.
player who
Like,
could
no offense to anyone that's named Andrea and you're a dude, but I just couldn't have that type of name, bro. Bro, are we kidding? Like, are we serious? Literally just fix everything, bro. It's not me, is it? Like, I need to get a new speaker, bro.
And the
This
Toronto
speaker's
Raptors believed that they were drafting Dirk Nowitzki 2.0, but that's not how it played out at all. Even though he had a couple of decent years offensively, averaging 19 points per game between 2010 and 2012, Bargnani was a black hole on defense and one of the worst rebounders ever at his size. Toronto couldn't wait to get rid
This
of
man's
him,
a
and
cone.
Bargnani ended his NBA career at the age of 30, playing one more season in Europe before he retired from basketball. And even though his career average of 14 points per game doesn't scream bust, the Italian big man averaged just 4.6 rebounds, had more turnovers than assists, and certainly underachieved as the
Feeling
first overall
bad.
pick. But since his retirement, Bargnani has kept busy, and per his Instagram profile, he's quite a renaissance man, with his activities ranging from blogging to being Instagram
hold on. DJ, influencer, blogging, lifestyle advisor, mental coach, PR guru, trendsetter. What trend has he set? Like, no offense, but like, what trend has this man set, bro? And then he's a DJ. Like, what? He film producer, bro. What kind of movies has this dude made? Model. I mean, whatever, bro.
He's quite a renaissance
I'm not
man,
trying to
with
hate
his
on the
activities
dude, but, like,
ranging from
DJ and,
blogging
like,
to being an astronaut
trendsetter,
trainee.
that's kinda
And
crazy
even
to
if all
say.
of these titles aren't completely true, Bargnani recently appeared on several podcasts where he revealed he's
Hey,
an
he's a
active
Lego
tennis
man.
player, a traveler, and a full-time dad, which is always great to hear. And despite
Yeah, that's a
Bargnani
little
being
dangerous.
the first
Little
European
dude,
to get drafted
no.
first overall, another
I wouldn't be
European
doing that.
center
I mean, I
was
know
a
the
much
haircut's
bigger
off and
bust than
everything.
him. Drafted second overall in 2003, in front of Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, Darko Milicic became a synonym for European
Who?
busts due to his hot temper and complete lack of motivation for basketball. European busts due to his hot
Close the schools, bro. This man just ripped his jersey, bro. Like, this dude is a Hall of Fame. You know what? I could tone it down. I'll say at least gold, like, menace to society, bro.
temper, and complete lack of motivation for
Never
basketball.
mind, he going
By
to
pure
platinum.
talent alone, Darko had it all. Size, strength, skill, and a soft touch with his left hand. However, all he ever did in the NBA can be summarized by a Biggie Smalls song, Bullshit and Party. With zero ability to handle criticism, showing up drunk to games and practices, pretending that he didn't speak English, and being an overall nuisance on every team he played for, Darko was a nightmare. Somehow, he survived in the league for a decade, earning $52 million.
A bum like him earned $52 million. You can't give me a chance in NBA. That's tough. Like NBA, like, really hear me out, bro. There's other people that could play way better than this bum. Just because he's 7 foot, you gave him a chance. That's crazy to me, bro.
Despite averaging just 6 points and 4 rebounds per
I could
game,
do that,
I
and
was
I'm
the most
a
talented
point.
young player in the
literally
world,
6
but I
feet.
didn't finish the job. I didn't work.
Hold on. I was the most talented young player in the world, but I didn't finish the job. I didn't work. I didn't try to listen to what they told me. Talented? Shit, that's a stretch.
Didn't try to listen to what they told me. I was like a cow that gives 20 liters of milk and then kicks the bucket and spills it. Nowadays, Darko is aware that he was acting like a complete ass, and he tries to teach his 3 kids not to repeat the same mistakes, as 2 of his boys are playing basketball, and his daughter is a talented tennis player. Apart from his children, Darko was very busy with agriculture, and for more than a decade, he was producing apples on a 15-acre property in Serbia. However, he recently got out of the apple business and now has a farm with sheep and cows, which he says brings him a lot of joy. Other than that, you can find him in local bars in Serbia, where he drinks rakia with his buddies, who are mostly truck drivers and have nothing to do with basketball. And with a story similar to Darko, we have another 7-footer, who was most famous for being overweight. Eddie Curry was the 4th overall pick in the 2001 draft, selected ahead of multiple All-Stars, such as Joe Johnson, Tony Parker, Zach Randolph, and Gilbert Arenas. However, it was easy to see why Curry got drafted so high. A 7-footer with nimble feet, soft touch, and strong as an ox, Curry drew comparisons to Shaquille O'Neal, and he could even make free throws. But in the end, the only thing comparable to Shaq was the number on the scale. After the 2007 season, where he averaged 19.5 points per game for the Knicks, Curry started struggling with mental health, which led to overeating.
Hey, mental health is like, you know, like you gotta take care of that, man. You know, make sure you take care of your mental health.
Pounds, and from 2008 until his retirement in 2013, he appeared in only 26 games, scoring a total of 70 points while earning more than $10 million per season. He was out of the NBA by age of 30, when most players are in their prime, and today, Curry is mostly busy being a father to his 8 children, and he works as a consultant for young athletes, teaching the importance of mental health and dealing with sports as a business. And another former 4th overall pick who struggled with weight and mental health is now regretting his mistakes as a player. Dion Waiters was the 4th pick in the 2012 NBA draft, and by sheer talent, he was one of the best players in the draft. Waiters averaged 14 points per game as a rookie, and 16 points as a sophomore, showing a knack for scoring and forming an exciting backcourt with Kyrie Irving. However, when LeBron James came back to Cleveland, Waiters showed he was not able to adjust to playing off the ball and trying hard on defense, so he quickly got traded to OKC. There, his production dropped because he wasn't in shape. However, that all changed when he signed with Miami. Due to their famous training regime, Waiters dropped to 8% body fat, and he had the most productive season of his career, averaging 15.8 points and a career-high 4.3 assists. But after he signed a big contract with the Heat, Waiters got complacent, which was never gonna fly with Heat culture and Pat Riley. In 2019, Waiters was suspended by the Heat on 3 different occasions. First, for complaining to the media about playing time, and second, after consuming THC edibles that prompted a panic attack on the team plane. And a month later, Waiters was suspended for 6 games for posting a picture celebrating his birthday after calling out sick, which got him traded to Memphis. He last appeared in the NBA in 2020, winning a championship with the Lakers, even though he only played 38 total minutes during the playoffs. But due to his attitude and poor work,
this bum got a ring? He got a ring because he played on a team that went to the... Bro, I feel like if you don't do a lot for the team, like even when you're with the team and let's say you got traded, probably like they said, he only played 32 games. If he didn't do much those 32 games, I don't care what you say, he shouldn't get a ring, bro. If he did contribute in those 32 games, like they won, he probably won those 32 games he played. He at least won half of them or a little bit more than half. Okay, yeah, cool. But if they lost most of those games, bro, like no, hell no.
Ethic. Waiters didn't receive any offers from the NBA, despite being only 28 years old. In 2023, Waiters tried making a comeback, working out in front of several NBA executives, but nobody decided to take a chance on him. In 2024, Dion made headlines after selling his enormous estate in Florida for $11 million.
This has to be embarrassing. My bad for pausing too many times. You know, this is reaction. This is my reaction. You know, if you want to see the full video, I'll link it down in the comment section. Well, in the description down below. But like this guy, that has to be an embarrassing like moment for an NBA player to just like to just like have a big mansion, glow about it, like brag about it and everything, and then bam, one day they mentions up for sale. I mean, it's a difference if you don't use the mansion anymore. You went to go buy like a different one in the same area, but like, if you had to sell it because you needed the extra cash in your pocket, bro, that's kind of crazy to me.
Career is over, even though he's still only 32 years old. Another high-profile guard with even more talent than Waiters, and was also out of the league at the age of 28, is O.J. Mayo. After dominating in high school and scoring 20 points per game in his only season at USC, Mayo was drafted 3rd overall by the Grizzlies in 2008. And at first, nobody could say that he was a bust. As a rookie, O.J. averaged 18 points per game, finishing 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting behind Derrick Rose, and in front of Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, and Brook Lopez. However, unlike those players who all became All-Stars, Mayo peaked as a rookie, and his numbers kept decreasing, while the problems he had off the court kept increasing. In 2016,
look like Kyrie Irving.
For substance abuse, the
No
NBA
offense to
banned
the
him
dude,
for
you feel
2
me?
years, after which he never played in the league again. However, he continued his career in Puerto Rico, Taiwan, China, Saudi
Now he
Arabia,
looks different.
and Egypt, where he's still playing now at the age of 37. And
Remind
1
me
year
of Pat
after
Bev.
Mayo got drafted, the 2009 draft had 2 big busts.
Oh, look at
selected
the
in
glorious
top
king right there. Oh my gosh, look at Curry, man, the best player that I see in this whole like. Oh, and then he got Harden too.
top 6.
Yeah, other players
the first
that I,
one was
forget the
Hashim
name
to
of.
beat, an athletic 7'3" center
bad.
from Tanzania who shined at UConn, averaging 4.2 blocks per game and winning the Big East Defensive Player of the Year as a junior. After drafting Mayo the year before, the Grizzlies hoped that Tabit would become the NBA's next great rim protector, selecting him 2nd overall. But Tabit proved to be just another tall guy with zero feel for the game. Just like Mayo, his best year was his rookie season, where he averaged 3 points per game, which tells
3
you how
points?
big of a bust he was if 3 points was his career high. Tabit was out of the league after 5 years, but he's still an active player, and he currently plays in Taiwan, where he won a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2021. And with the 6th overall pick in the 2009 NBA draft, we have another bust, who wasn't nearly as bad, but he will forever be remembered for getting drafted ahead of Steph Curry. Curry's biggest
Oh, I was trying to say, I was like, oh, hold on. Now you stepping in the wrong territory. I'm a Warriors fan at heart, but you know, like you can't.
weakness coming into
crazy,
the league
bro.
was his small frame. But after they selected Ricky Rubio with the 5th
Oh yeah,
overall
that's
pick,
what his name was, Ricky Rubio, bro. I was like, I remember the dude. He looked familiar, but I forgot his
Minnesota
name.
also had the 6th pick, and instead of Curry, they drafted Johnny Flynn, who's 3 inches
Who?
shorter than Curry. Flynn had a solid rookie season, averaging 13 points and 4 assists per game, finishing 5th in the Rookie of the Year voting. But then, in his 2nd season, Flynn injured his hip and was never the same. Johnny was out of the league after just 3 seasons, but he continued playing in Australia, China, and Italy before retiring from basketball in 2015, right when Curry won his first MVP. Flynn stayed connected to basketball and is now an assistant coach for the USC Trojans. And from one of the most stacked drafts in recent memory that produced 7 All-Stars and 4 future Hall of Famers in Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, and Klay, the 2nd overall pick in 2011 is long gone and forgotten. It's Derrick
Who?
Williams, a 6'8"
Derrick
athletic
Williams?
small
Oh.
forward who averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds per game in his sophomore season at Arizona, shooting an unbelievable 59% from the field and 57%
That's
from
not
three.
bad.
But when he got to the NBA, Williams' jump shot disappeared like a fart in the wind. In his 7-year career, he averaged 30% shooting for 3, scoring a mediocre 9 points per game. After his last season in the NBA in 2018 and 6 teams in 7 seasons, Williams continued to bounce around different teams in Europe. Last
Dang, he
playing
was
for
passing around like a
Panathinaikos
blunt,
in
wasn't he?
2023. He's still playing basketball, participating in pickup games with Chet Holmgren and Klay Thompson during the
Yeah, I watched too
2024
much of
offseason.
Flight.
But he's currently still without a team, just like the next bust on our list. Nerlens Noel was considered one of the most talented rim protectors in the 2013 NBA draft, where he was drafted 6th overall by the Philadelphia 76ers. Even though the biggest bust from this draft was certainly Anthony Bennett, who last played in Taiwan in 2023 and now owns a clothing brand, Nerlens Noel was a
Really?
much more highly touted prospect, but a couple of knee injuries kept Noel out of the lineup for his entire rookie season, and
Dang,
when
that
he
has to
returned, he
suck.
was never able to replicate the success he had in college when he averaged over 4 blocks per game for Kentucky. Nerlens last played in the NBA in 2023, and in 2024 he was signed and immediately waived by the Kings, who paid him $300,000 despite Noel not playing a single minute for the team. Noel is still only 30 years old, but it seems that he's given up on basketball and is enjoying life with his family with the $45 million he made in the NBA. Thanks for
He
watching.
made 45 mil? Look, bro, I mean, like, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say. That was pretty interesting to see some of these players that I forgot about. Tell me if you guys forgot about them in the comment section down below. If you guys want to see more videos like this, or if you want to see me react to this top 10 #1 draft picks in the NBA history, let me know in the comment section down below by smashing that like button too. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys soon. Peace out.